Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another week of bite-sized media, a subsidiary of off-Slate media. I'm Jared, this is Jake, and we're watching Star Wars Visions. As we've been going through it, we're in Volume 2. This is the 7th episode of the volume, 16th overall, called The Bandits of Golak, and it is animated by 88 Pictures. I looked up their studio, and they are based in India. They also have a Toronto location as well. They have worked on, there's that HBO Max, whatever it is now, series, the Gremlin Secrets of the Mogwai. And then this thing for Star Wars is what I see. They worked on Troll Hunters as well for DreamWorks. A lot of Troll Hunters. They also did some animation on Spirit Untamed, the Tom and Jerry movie. They did some marketing work. They did some marketing work for Smallfoot and Scoob. So they tend to be hired by bigger studios to either help with animation or do marketing animation stuff or whatever marketing. And they also do visual effects and commercials. And this episode, it looks like it's a computer animated. Not that any of these are not done on a computer, but it's a little different than the last couple, or actually the majority of these are. And I don't know much else about it. Just I think this is the first Indian-based episode we've seen.
I have a lot of respect for this season in that it has
other
studios
countries
from all over the world.
Yeah, we've had Ireland, India. We've had
the dots on the map make it look like an Indiana Jones movie.
I think, what did I say? One of them was Spain as well. Like just
last
going
week
all
was
over
France, right?
Yep, and last week was France. The Spy
Imps.
Dancer. Yep, they called them imps. I feel like I've heard that before, but that's why have I not called them that before? It's perfect. Yeah, I don't have any other previous knowledge to this. I just did a quick little research just to see what the studio is. I always like to shout out to the studios that make these. This is usually their big, their big recognition thing.
Well, yeah, it's in Disney. It's pretty big, even though it's just a short. It's pretty big.
Yeah, so that's all I got to say for this opening spiel. You got anything to add?
Nah.
All right.
Let's watch it.
Yep. Let's
take a bite.
And welcome back. We just watched The Bandits of Golak, and I really like that.
It's the first one we've seen where it's kind of like in the same sort of style as like Clone Wars and Rebels. Maybe not Rebels so much, but Clone Wars for sure. Obviously a little bit more technologically advanced, a little bit more rendering, a little bit more blending sort of style going on.
Yeah.
But
and when you have 18 minutes, you can fine tune things better than when you have a full show to make.
When Attack of the Clones split into two segments. I don't know. I watched it on Disney Plus. I watched it weird.
No, it's half-hour episodes.
Okay.
There are some multi-parters, and by the end of the show you have arcs where it's not like part 1, part 2, part 3, but it's a 4-episode arc.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm saying when you have 18 minutes instead of having a full season to animate, you can do that, and that water at the end looked really good.
Mm-hmm.
The movement of it, it's one of those things you can tell it's not real water, but it emulates it enough to not be weird, because when you get too close to reality, it's uncanny valley, especially in characters. But the humans looked very much like the Clone Wars characters kind of would look like.
Yeah. I also think it's really interesting. I think this might be the first one where we've really gotten this brother sister sort of
dynamic,
really heartfelt dynamic. There's been other ones where they think they were brother and sister like that.
Well, yeah, I think the twins, the third episode, they literally are, but...
Yeah, but, there's not as much,
because they're fighting the whole episode. Yeah, unlike a lot of these, I wouldn't say I'll take a whole show of this, because this feels more like a movie, and I would take a feature length.
I think we've said that about the last 3 or 4 of them.
Yeah, this one I could tell, the first part of the movie would be them in their village.
Yep.
The first half hour of the movie is before this train segment, and then maybe the train segment's longer, and then everything after the train is the next. So that's probably the first. If that's not the end of the movie, which that'd be a very good end of a first movie. it could be the end of the first half hour, and then you do like a time jump or something. Like it's either the setup to a bigger movie, or that is the whole movie just condensed.
Mm-hmm. I also think that this touched on something that not a lot of Star Wars media talks about, that the Jedi rip kids away from their families and then tell them not to love them.
Yeah, they do.
So it doesn't do it a whole lot, but you get a lot of...
It is a choice, though.
Still.
Whereas the Empire rips them away, the Jedi...
I don't think for a lot of the little kids, I would say that it's a choice.
Yeah, I think that's
why I think it's written down somewhere that's why they choose to take them as like babies.
Well, they take them so young because they don't want them to have attachments.
The attachment already.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, they don't forcibly take them. Get it? Forcibly take.
Also, Star Wars can't fool us with trying to make us think people aren't Jedis anymore.
Yeah, a seemingly feeble old lady with a cane. Instantly, I go.
Yeah, she's
when she
Jedi.
walks out, I go. Not only Jedi. Oh, that cane's a lightsaber. I wasn't expecting two.
Nope.
But I was like, hey, that's pretty cool.
I don't really expect two out of anyone but Ahsoka at this point.
Yeah, or the Inquisitor's like little spinny thing.
Yeah. I can't make the noise.
Yeah. Yeah, I like the design of the characters and the world and the costumes. Like the it's you can tell this is made by not by just an American company. It's obvious, but like you can even if we had it on mute, you'd be like, yeah, there's a different design to them. Not just what the characters look like, but what people wear and what the surroundings look like.
Mm-hmm.
So even like the bard singing or whatever it's called in that right before the Inquisitor shows up, it's like, yeah, that's very, very. I don't even know how you call the area, but like Indian and that region. And you brought up Charuk, the brother.
Mm-hmm.
He sounded familiar. It's
yes.
Suraj Sharma, who plays the younger Pi in Life of Pi.
Ah. Yeah.
Yep. I when I saw it, I go, that's where, because you were saying, I've heard him somewhere. It's like, yep, that's where you've heard him. Which we've talked about that. We've probably mentioned it on this podcast, in the past about Life of Pi, and that's one of those, like,
that movie again,
teetering on your top 10. And, yeah, so that's what he's in. I really enjoyed this. The train chase. Say that 10 times fast.
Train chase.
Fast. That wasn't fast.
Train chase.
Was good. It felt really short because they have the limited time.
18 minutes, yeah.
So it's like, yeah, if this is a movie, that whole sequence is longer.
It feels really superfluous because
it didn't really do anything.
Yeah, it didn't really
They kind of were okay.
Yeah, it's like, let's run to get away from these stormtroopers on this train. Now we're hiding in this train.
Yeah,
and they just let us get off the train and wander into this place.
Yeah,
but again, 18 minutes. Like, what do you want?
Yep. And it's good setup. It's good, like you have the characters running away from something inside the train while something happening outside the train is like simultaneous. And if it affects them more, I think, like in a movie, as he's running on top, he's having to dodge things. Because in this, he just kind of runs.
Mm-hmm.
And you have more time. He's having to dodge stormtroopers and the bandits.
Can you imagine how actually difficult it would be to stand on top of a train that's moving like that?
I don't want to think about it.
Because like we always see it in like Western movies and just movies in general. Like I don't think it would be that easy.
No.
I mean, not even ignoring my specific limitations.
I don't want to be up there, period. But as it's moving at that, and it was cranked, remember, they cranked up the speed. It's like, I don't know how he's not like on all four crawling on top of that thing for how much wind resistance there'd be. So that was the part where it's like, yeah, if this is a movie that's stretched out, there's a little more interaction between the two things going on. And it's one of those, they start in the middle of the story because you kind of have to.
I was going to say, if it's a movie, we definitely meet their dad in the movie.
And the what is it called? The flute is established more, and she kind of just pulls the flute. He's like, okay, she's force sensitive or whatever it's called, but if that'd be established earlier in a different way probably, and you'd have more exposition on the world and the situation. Like, yeah, but the Inquisitor was very well designed, very well performed. I was like, yeah, the big mustache, the different color, like the greenish skin, the deeper voice. Like I was like, yeah, that's intimidating. When all he did, he was picking up all the plates, wasn't he? Was that him doing that? Or
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think for a second I thought that it was like this was an entire village of Jedi. Then I thought it was the Storm. And then I figured it was probably the old lady that was doing it.
Yeah, again, they don't have time to establish things fully, but yeah, he was intimidating. He wasn't there that long. He was pretty gruesome death for, because they usually don't show it. He got cut in the neck.
Oh, that one dude got blasted
shot
in the face.
Yeah, I'd say
that stormtrooper definitely didn't miss that shot.
Yep. Yeah, and that one's rough, but it's like real quick, and you don't like you know what I mean? Like you see it just go. Poof, whereas the lightsaber, it's like, oh, we're just kind of lingering on this giant gash in this guy's neck,
and you hear bleeding or anything.
Yeah, and you're hearing him kind of barely talk. I was like, I like that the little detail in the performance. Yeah, that's all I got to say. But I love seeing the different perspectives in these shorts, and this was a new one, and well animated, good action, would easily take a feature length of this story.
Wow, they made a movie poster for it and everything.
Why not?
I guess so.
Anyway, do you have anything else to add about the Bandits of Golak?
Not really.
All right. Well, if you want to keep trudging through Star Wars Visions with us on Thursdays and Marvel on Tuesdays, Jake, where can they find us?
Okay, you can find us on Facebook, X,
formerly known as Twitter,
Instagram, or ever funny TikTok. If you want to listen to us as a podcast, there's always Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, iHeartRadio, or you can come back here and check us out on YouTube, where you can, if you feel so inclined, subscribe, ring that bell, get notified whenever we upload new videos, which right now it's twice a week, right?
Yep.
Other than that, come on back here next week as we check out the next Star Wars Visions episode.
Jared,
what is that?
It is called The Pit.
Oh.
And it's animated by Dart Stagio, Shtagio, but also Lucasfilm. So we're almost wrapping up the whole series.
Yeah.
But until then,
please join us in taking a
bite.